Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. Yo, what is going on? So today is December 19th, 2025. It is currently 10:09. And I'm generating images as we speak. These are actually really cool images. I'm saving these. These are badass. These are just emblems for the app, things you can achieve and work toward. Dude, some of what AI can do is just so sick. These emblems that it's made for medals that you can achieve and have meaning behind to display, to show people the things that you've accomplished. That's very cool. Some of these emblems are just unreal. Well, anyway, that's that. I actually just clicked that. My usage resets on the 21st, and I still have half. So I kind of want to just use and abuse what I have remaining. And have it reset. Sorry, I'm clearly distracted. But my usage, my credits or whatever are about to reset. They reset on the 21st. I still have half of them to use, so I'm trying to just use the rest of them now because they're gonna replenish in 2 days anyway. And anyway, so there's that. So I just sent an email to Podbean and I asked them why the 2 episodes are not visible on Spotify, but they are everywhere else. So we'll see if we get a response, hopefully soon. I'm going to upload the remaining shows and get those up. So that would be 88, 89, 90, 91, and then to this one today. And yeah, so I don't want to fall behind again with this shit and be 14 episodes back, because that really sucked ass trying to go through and get the transcriptions, get the audio files, put them out, upload them, all that. That was just a pain in the ass. I don't want to do that again. So anyway, what else? Yeah, just finished working on a specific something this morning, a little surprise. That's completed. Very excited about that. And then what else did I do? Trying to be careful what I say to not ruin anything here. Okay, well, it just generated more images that are kind of cool. See, the thing is these images look sick, but there's things about them that don't make sense at all. There's this skull and it's got bones behind it, but these bones are asymmetrical and they're not real bones. You can't look at any of these bones and say, oh, that's an arm or a leg or whatever. That's a hand. That's a rib. That's a collarbone. It's just weird. It's weird shit. And then there's a lot of things that just don't make sense. I don't know what it is, but when it generates these skulls that have horns on them, I just associate that with actual demons and Satan, and it's not really the look or the vibe I'm going for. I had it give me a warrior, these hardcore warriors, but it's giving me demons and shit. Full body gladiators. Let's try that one, see what it says. Or see what it does. Well, anyway, just worked a little bit on the app today. I think a good chunk of today was actually doing a little bit of housekeeping. I feel like I've been neglecting that quite a bit. So tidying things up, making sure that the list of things that I need to get done before Christmas and gifts and all that stuff, that's taken care of. Oh my hell, it just generated me some cool stuff, but it's not what I fucking asked for. It's all good. I need to stop. This is one of those addicting things. Okay, well, anyway. I made a decision today I will implement soon enough with the app. So I was thinking about... I'm just going to talk about this and end the show because again, it's late. I want to go to bed. So I do this every day. But there's tasks that you complete and straightforward. You know, you do the thing. You commit to doing the thing, and then you check it off every day, and then it tallies up, counts your stats, all that stuff. So something that you do. So the original concept of the blade was you have the purge, the oath, the crucible, and the rigor. And the oath was something that you commit to adhering to, or something that you add into your life to make your life better. The purge was something that you remove from your life. Crucible was a hard thing, and the rigor was a small thing. I'm not going to dive into those two, but there was the oath, and then there was the purge. And I like the idea of being required to remove something from your life, and then I like the idea of adding something to your life. That was the idea for the blade. You have your 4 tasks, you pick those 4, and then, yeah. So I was thinking about that because I was just throwing around ideas to make actual blades that the test users could use and commit to, so that way, if they so choose, they'll actually be doing something. And I called this one the shackle breaker, and whether or not that's going to stick, I don't know. But it was break free of all shackles in your life in 60 days, and that's just kind of all the addictions people may have. And I put everything from drugs to porn to jacking off to caffeine to smoking to nicotine to everything, and then into 30 minutes of exercise, 30 minutes outdoor walk. 2 different things right there. And when I was writing this, I thought, well, whoever does this, they don't have to do shit. Matter of fact, they just... What goes through my head is if there is something... If this person has 10 things, 10 tasks, where they are removing something from their life, that literally will save them time. They will not have to do anything extra. They don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to buy anything. They don't have to invest into something. They don't have to go somewhere. They don't have to do anything. They literally just don't do the thing. So if it's no caffeine, you probably are going to save time, money, effort, energy in preparing, buying, getting, grabbing, whatever, drinks that are caffeinated. There's just no smoking. You're going to save time, money, effort, energy, not buying packs of cigarettes, not buying vapes, not going somewhere and having to light it. Like, you're not, you know what I mean? You gain time in your day with these things, you know? And I would say 90% of them. I'm sure there's some caveats I'm missing here. But anyway, so I was thinking about that. Because if you were to have 10... so if you have 10 tasks where you're removing something from your life, those are much easier to... So I'm not talking about addictions being easy to overcome. What I'm trying to get at is, as far as time goes and commitment and effort and whatever, removing 10 things from your life is much more realistic than adding 10 things into your life. So let me explain. So if you remove 10 things from your life, from drugs to alcohol to candy or whatever, like I said, you don't miss out on any. I mean, you don't. I'm not sure how to articulate what's in my head. You don't lose out on time or you're not adding so much into your life that you're overwhelmed or anything like that. It's just you're literally just removing shit that doesn't serve you. But when you add 10 things into your day, so imagine this. Read 10 pages, work out an hour, drink a gallon of water, walk 5 miles, listen to 2 podcast episodes, write a page, meet a stranger and talk for 10 minutes, do a live stream on social media for 20 minutes, upload a video on YouTube, message 50 people, vacuum a room in the house, make cookies for a neighbor. I don't know. If you add all of that into your life, good fucking hell. That's so much. That's so much shit that you would have to do. Now, obviously, some of those are exaggerated to kind of paint the picture that the more you add, it's just not as realistic as removing things. You could remove 30 things, and it's almost a net positive because you just gain so much time. You're removing things you do. If in an extreme example, if you removed everything in your life, you would just sit there. You would wake up and you would just sit there, right? So obviously, we're not going to do that. We're only going to remove the shit that doesn't serve us. So anyway, long story short, weird way around to get to the point that I'm trying to make here, which is there's got to be 2 different categories of tasks, and those that are commitments and those that are omissions. So you have commitments and you have omissions. You commit to something or you omit something. Just kind of a way to make the words somewhat similar as far as how you pronounce them. Commit, omit, commitments, omissions, omitments, or it's not a word. But yeah, I was thinking about that because it's one, I don't know how to say what's in my head without repeating myself, but to remove 10 things from your life, much easier as far as time and effort and energy and all that shit goes, as opposed to adding 10 things into your life. So I was thinking about that, and so I think what I'm going to do is in the menu where you create a task, it's going to be a commitment or an omission. And if it's an omission, it's kind of tracked negatively, meaning you don't want to do the thing every day or every week or whatever the case may be. And I think with these things, it probably would be daily. I don't know what things you wouldn't want to do on a weekly or monthly basis that you already do on a weekly basis. I don't know what that would look like. So I bet you those omissions would be daily. I don't know what that would be. Because, for example, if you're going to remove smoking from your life 1 day a week, that's a great start, but that wouldn't be an omission because you're still hanging out with the smoking 6 other days. So I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I really don't know. But, I think the idea is that if you're trying to get rid of something, then you get rid of it entirely. You don't just, once a quarter, I'm going to stop drinking or something like that. Maybe that would be for very, very intro level people who are really struggling. So it would be once a month, reject drinking, or once a week, reject smoking, or once a year, reject a one-night stand or something like that if that's where you're at. I don't know. That's just what comes to mind. Or once, you know what? Okay, maybe 3 times a week, no caffeine. I don't know, because I feel like the idea would be for an omission to be omitting the thing entirely, not just partially. That's the whole idea of the app, but I don't know. So anyway, long way around all of that horse shit that I just said, that nice word salad, that I think I need to have 2 different categories. We have commitments and omissions. And then that would be something that the user selects and creates. And then that actually almost triples all the stats that I've already made, because it's tasks completed on this day, tasks completed in this month. Now it's going to be commitments completed this month, and then also omissions completed this month. So what was once 1 is now 3. So stats just tripled. I don't think that all of this is that important right now, for the stats at least. But for creating that in the menu, it should be as easy as just telling Cursor to put a little this or that button or selection, and then the user selects what kind it is, and then for tracking purposes, all that shit, then the user will have that information. So I don't know. But yeah, made that decision today to do that, and I don't know how it came to me. I think I was in the shower. It's so funny. I have a lot of shower thoughts, but yeah, it just dawned on me that somebody could just remove everything, and then it would be. I think how it started was somebody could. So, for example, shackle breaker, no caffeine, no phone in bed, no jacking off, no pouring alcohol, no drugs, no tobacco, no smoking, no nicotine, no chew, 30 minutes of exercises, 30-minute outdoor walk. What if somebody doesn't have a problem with any of that, maybe except, I don't know, phone in bed and caffeine? So they would commit to this and they wouldn't have a problem with the tobacco or drugs or alcohol? I mean, I wouldn't, you know? I don't have a problem with smoking or tobacco or drugs or alcohol. I don't have a problem with any of that. I would say where it would be hard for me would be the caffeine and the phone in bed. That's tough, 30 minutes exercise and then a 30-minute outdoor walk. I mean, I think that's fine, but I was just thinking about that. This particular thing would only apply, it would really only apply for two things, and that would be hard for me. However, I have all these other things rolling. So by the time the blade is up, I'm going to have all these task completions for the streaks and everything. It's going to be so high. But it's like, I don't do those things anyway. I don't need to track that. And then it made me think of, well, if I do throw all these things in here that I don't even have a problem with, like, I'm not going to put no tobacco. I've never consumed tobacco in any way, shape, or form in my entire life. So for me to even put that on there, that would be stupid, because I'd put it on there and those task completions would work for me, and I would get closer to achieving certain medals, and my total completions for tasks would go up, and my streaks for different things would go higher. So it's interesting. It's an interesting concept to think that somebody could put a whole bunch of stuff that they're not going to do, that they don't do, because removing something from your life that you're not doing would probably be the easiest way to rack up total completions and achieve medals and all that stuff and look like you're badass, when in reality you just put 20 different things on your list for the day that you don't do anyway, So I don't know how to regulate that. I think I would just put a nice instruction of how to navigate this, especially when you're unsure. Because like I said, I've never smoked, I've never consumed any kind of drug. So if I put no drugs on there, that would be, I may as well just say that I started on my birthday. So that would be 28 years. So I would have a streak of, what would that be? Almost, it would be 10,989. Hold on, I gotta know this. Hey Siri, what is 10? Hold on, what the fuck am I trying to say? What is 28 times 365? 10,220. So I was thinking 30 years. Siri, what is 365 times 30? Holy shit, it's 10,950. What did I say? 10,980 something? That's crazy, dude. Anyway, so yeah, would my streak be 10,000? So would that mean that I have a streak of 10,000 days in a row of not doing something? That's stupid, but it is true. So why couldn't I put it on there? It's the honor system, right? Stupid. I'm not going to do that. So I don't know. So I think after you complete a blade, the tasks in which you don't have an issue with, you should choose to continue to cancel them, or you should continue to track them, or you should choose right there to archive them. That's an issue. Maybe those wouldn't be things that you track then. how that shit works. I just heard a little notification thingy on my iPad, I think it was. And I think that means I just got a missed call. Is somebody calling me right now? Is that Babes? I guess not. I guess I'm just hearing things. Excellent. Love that. Well, I think I'm done with the show now. I think I'm going to go to bed. Hopefully Podbean responds to me tomorrow. It would be a Saturday. So, I don't know. I guess real quick I'll document this. So, fix some stuff for Mina today. And as far as Trey goes, I'm still at a loss with this whole Nake bullshit, this whole automation to get him everything that all of his stats and all of his data into a year in review. I don't know how to really do that the most efficient way possible. And I've been using Make for the last however long to try to make this happen. I actually had Karin doing it, and speaking of which, I don't know if he is done, but he has not responded in a week. Hasn't even looked at the message, so I'm not sure if he is done or if he ghosted or anything like that. But I don't know. Karin, if you're listening, I appreciate all your help, dude. I'm sorry that things didn't work out as far as payments and things like that goes, but help was not for nothing. We got a lot done, that's for sure. So anyway, I touched that a little bit, fixed some stuff for Mina. I think I'm just gonna have to tell Trey, dude, I don't know how to make it happen this way. We can definitely do some different approaches, things moving forward of just a weekly automations. I don't really know. What's really interesting though is there's a few things that I don't think work properly or the way that they should work, but nobody has said anything to me about there being errors. So either one, they do work, or two, they don't work, but nobody knows because they don't even look at it. And part of me thinks it's the second one. I think there's so much inside of Notion that Trey and Mina haven't looked at everything. I believe that. There's a lot. All right, well, I'm done. I'm done with the show. That's all I got today. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Talk to you later.